everyone out there in the land of YouTube. It's Annette Dion here. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. It's the first show of 2024. Welcome. How's it going over there? How's it going out there? Elliot, the Democracy Elf, is still with us because he had to give you one last message for 2024, and it's that we've got this. We have this democracy thing. It's going to work out, but he's going to be vacationing in Bermuda with... let's have one last look. With Judy, the elf, and they're going south, but they're going to keep tabs on us, and Betty the Bunny is on hiatus until spring. So it's up to us to save democracy, but they're psychically watching. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Democracy Elf. Did you guys forget? Am I performing the marriage ceremony? No, they're going to Bermuda and they're going to have somebody do it there. Anyway, let me know how you're doing. Feels like it's been years. It's just been since like last week that I did a PNN, right? Friday. Got my new calendar up. We did a lot over the holidays and that is all wound down. And yeah. It was last year. It was Friday. The last Psychic News Network was Friday the 29th. And I'm trying to think of where we last left our story. We did do a show, Kathy Beal and I, we did a Spirit Talk podcast and went over the political astrology, and I want you all to watch that and to like it, and I want you all to subscribe. That was a great show. No, I haven't done my 2024 predictions. I'm running late on that. That was a great show. Warren, if I did my 2024 predictions, you would know. You really think I'd keep it a secret? So when we last left our story, we were talking about Ronna McDaniel, and we talked about her last time. But you don't understand astrology? You don't have to understand astrology to watch our Spirit Talk podcast with Kathy Beal, the professional astrologer, professional Aquarian astrologer. I'm not an astrologer. That's why I have the show. I was right about the list coming out. I don't even remember what I said. Did you ask me if the Jeffrey Epstein list was coming out, and I said yes? I should probably write these things down. Gloria said it's an awesome podcast. So anyway, just so you know, I'm not an astrologer either. The way that I know about astrology is doing thousands of readings over 3 decades and learning about people's signs through what I could see in them, right? Like if you're a Pisces, you kind of tend to be in the fog sometimes. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, please. Yeah, the show is great. And we'll do it again on... What we do is we do the new moon Spirit Talk podcast, the astrology, prior to the new moon and then prior to the full moon. So the full moon this month is on the 25th. So our show will be on the 23rd or the... No, our show will be on the 16th. We'll do it the week before. I'm going to pull 3 cards right now about Donald Trump. I'm so sick of his name. I'm so sick of his face. Honestly, I don't think that human beings want to live in the past. I don't think that any of us are really loving that we're still talking about Trump. Two people sent me that Jesse Waters had a tarot card reader on, and I can't wrap my mind around that. I did see it. She was right. But I can't wrap my mind around why Fox would have a tarot card reader on. We could read about that, but first we're going to read on Trump. We're going to read on what's going to happen with, like, is he actually going to be the nominee? Yeah, Bill Johnson left. We're getting close to taking over the House, people. Hi, Linda. I'm pulling 3 cards about, is Donald Trump going to be the nominee? Now remember, he doesn't even debate. He doesn't even debate. Sandy's saying, do we have to? Let me just stop right now. Let me address this. Because of course we all go through this. Of course we're all like, do we have to talk about him? Do we have to talk about the 14th Amendment, Section 3? Do we have to talk about all these legal cases? Do we have to talk about what he's doing? Do we have to talk about it all the time? And I'm going to surprise you because I'm going to say, yes, we do. We do have to talk about it. Think about how much you didn't know, unless you're a lawyer, how much you didn't know about how law works. You can read Thomas's dad joke up there. How many things did we not know about how our government works? How many things did we not know about the United States Constitution? The reason I'm telling you this is I know that we're sick of hearing it, but we have inadvertently gotten an education. Yeah. I just want to, because I was thinking about that, Sandy. I was thinking about, I'm coming from, this is how I feel, right? I have learned so much. I have started a grassroots of democracy group. I have a pro-democracy channel. We're together because of Trump. We have all these pro-democracy organizations that have popped up everywhere. There's countless democracy groups, pro-democracy groups. This has all happened, and we're all learning more and more about what needs to be done and that we have to save our democracy because of Donald Trump, and we don't learn until we're challenged, and unfortunately it's not pleasant. But here we are. I didn't catch Heather Cox Richardson's talk on C-SPAN about her book Democracy Awakening, but I have caught others, and just so you know, we have a book club for Grassroots of Democracy. We meet the 3rd Saturday of the month, and we're reading her book. So we have to be aware, exactly. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about whether Donald Trump, who I feel like is physically sick, is going to be the nominee. I'm so looking forward to spending a whole nother year with you all. Alright, you saw it here. Two people sent me the clip of Jesse Waters having a tarot reader on Fox. I need to know more of that story. And what did that tarot reader pull about Donald Trump? This is exactly, we all pull from the same source. I don't know who the woman was. I have the same damn card. 78 cards in the deck. I have the same card that the tarot reader on Jesse Waters on Fox News, the same one that she pulled. Does anyone know the story? The Hangman. That's surrender. That's the surrender card. All these appeals are just attempts at delaying. Don't think the judicial system doesn't know what Donald Trump is trying to get away with. The 9 of Cups, there's too much evidence against him. So what I'm asking is, will he be the nominee? What I feel is he becomes the nominee, and then I feel extreme discomfort on his part. The Republicans push him into the position of being the nominee. And then I see extreme discomfort on Donald Trump's part. Extreme. There's too much against him. And I caught, Katie Couric has a YouTube channel. And I caught her show from today with Neil Katyal. And I was struck. No, he's not emotionally fit. He's not fit. Donald Trump is not fit in any way, manner, shape, or form. And yeah. And I was really struck by Katie Couric, how many, like, we know this, but when we hear somebody asking about all the different charges and trials and cases and indictments, and when you hear about all of it, it took a whole hour for her to ask Neil Katyal all the questions about all the legal trouble Donald Trump is in. It's a lot. It filled the whole show. Angela's asking the same question that I have asked. Why would Fox have a tarot reader on their show? I need to get to the bottom of that. The first thing I thought was it's desperation. Oh, I've only seen, yeah, somebody's saying that they, and Linda's saying after the tarot reader picked the card for Trump, she pulled a good one on Biden. That's in alignment. I didn't see that part though. I only saw the part where she pulled the Five of Cups on Trump, which is exactly the card that I just got first. So there you have it. The psychics are congruent. We're all pulling from the same source. I've always said that. The good psychics. And then there's this really bad... Does anyone know this woman? Because of their ratings, Fox had a tarot card reader on? Well, that's interesting. That piques my interest. Has anybody seen... It might be Jesse Dollamore. I think it is. I'll apologize in advance to him if it's not him, but who covers on his YouTube channel, he talks about this psychic, this prophet who prophesizes about Trump, like she's a Trumpster, and I think her last name is Green. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I'm pretty sure it's Jesse Dollamore's show where he talks about how she's channeling Donald Trump is my David, and my David will be saved, and all the persecutors will, whatever, you know. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat, and somebody's saying maybe Fox had a tarot card reader on. I wonder how their ratings did with that. Yogi Bear's back. I'll look into it a little bit more. I just became aware of it. But anyway, there are Trumpster psychics on that always see Donald Trump being the winner and all that. I'm going to pull 3 cards about... Are you talking about the psychic that is a prophet for Trump? That reads on Trump and she literally will sit there and say, like, as if she's channeling God, and she'll literally, this prophet this Trumpster prophet, somebody else, and she literally says, like, my David, he's my David. Give me a break. Warren, you forgot to tell me that it's time for a group hug. Time for a group hug. I'll beat him to the punch, but please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up and then we'll do a group hug, okay? When I see more thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. But apparently this false prophet has millions of viewers. MAGA. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. It worked. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Group hug. Happy New Year group hug. Woo! We're going to get him. We're going to get him. Millions of Russian bots, maybe. Yeah, maybe those are her followers. Yeah, right. Could be. I feel your hugs. I feel your Happy New Year hugs. In a few short days, we have the anniversary of January 6th coming up. Can we believe it? It's incredible. I'm going to pull 3 cards on this, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a talk about something that has to do with the Trumpsters. I'm going to pull 3 cards on where we are as an American population, where the energy is as an American population when it comes to the election in 2024, where our heads are at as a collective. Yogi Bear's like, I adjust my fur after these hugs. That's good. Trump is having a rally on January 6th. I think he did that. I think he did that before too. Oh, is that? So the tarot reader on Fox was called the English Psychic. I'll have to look her up out of curiosity. How the American people are in general. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Where's my little bell? By the way, you can donate too. I'm trying to pay my bills. Where the American people are right now. This is interesting. Am I ready for our first big windy snowstorm? Where are you, Gloria? Yeah, we have a big storm coming. We'll see what happens. This is an interesting read. The storm is not until Sunday. The grocery stores are packed. I apologize that I'm jumping all over the place, but you know me. Where the American people are right now, this is fascinating. It's a very emotional time going into this year. People are pretty concerned. A lot of people in America don't know what to think because of all the lies. The 7 of Cups. This is where Americans are right now. Now, there's room for influence. There's room for positive influence. I would say, from what I'm seeing here, the American people don't know what to think. And I would say the solution to this is to write to the mainstream media, the lamestream. Thank you, Gloria. Write to the lamestream media and tell them it's highly beneficial to them to make sure that they cover the real news and the truth. Somebody's eating spaghetti. Her name is Paula, the English Psychic. You think they could get me on Fox? Fly me to Fox? What do you think? I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. They wouldn't like what I have to say about, Trump, but I'm just the messenger. The American people don't know what to think. And I just want to say about tarot readers on the news. I started reading tea leaves about the news because they kept on saying on MSNBC, if we could read the tea leaves, you guys know that's why I started doing this, right? I'm like, well, I have the teacup and I got the tea and I'm reading the tea leaves. When I started the Psychic News Network, I envisioned a psychic news network where people would go to hear the psychics. And I also could see me or somebody else on like an MSNBC or maybe CNN. But I was pretty blown away about Fox. I mean, that was a real shocker. We have a lot of work to do to shame the lamestream news networks into telling the truth. We just have to shame them into it. We have to shame them into telling the truth. And you can scare the major lamestream news networks just by saying, you would lose a job if we had a dictator. You would lose the entire network if we had a dictator. Okay? So this is, a lot of the American people have no idea what to think. Very much what the hell is going on. And some of them are saying they just won't even bother to vote. Look at that beam of light coming off that card. Isn't that interesting? Biden got the Nine of Pentacles on Fox. Oh, that's interesting, because I just got it too. But it was about all the evidence against Trump. Kind of similar, right? The moon is how emotional Americans are going to be. Because we don't feel safe, right? I'm not going to read about who Trump is going to pick as a VP nominee, because I don't really even see him going very far at all. The Seven of Cups is that most of the American people aren't getting the real news. So that leads to the confusion. So we do have a lot of work to do. We do have to step it up. On the positive note, and I've said this before, and I do feel this still, it's a very strong impression, that most people that are really looking for the truth will go to the pro-democracy channels. Well, yeah, but Robert's saying that, like the Republicans, you don't think shame will make a difference. No, I'm not talking about shame. I'm talking about them being afraid that they would lose their livelihood. Warren, are you being annoying? Asking the same question over and over and over again? That I already answered? I already answered that question, Warren. I need a dad joke from Thomas. What do snowmen wear on their heads? Ice caps. Good one. That's a pretty good dad joke. But do you have a book of dad jokes? Yeah, because think about it. Yogi's helping you out, Warren. I can joke with Warren. He can take it. He's from New York. This is what I want to mention. In my spiritual practice, it's called a dad joke because, my dad tells lots of jokes too, so it's just, dads just tell bad jokes. It's kind of a thing. In my spiritual practice, I was taught to treat, the whole collective as though I'm a parent to everybody, right? That everybody's my responsibility. It's probably why I do what I do, right? So I was taught that, that I'm a parent to everybody, like in the sense that, not that I'm better than anyone or that I know more, but just that everybody is my responsibility. So I'm a parent to the universe, right? Straight from Sadhguru many years ago. The reason I'm telling you this is because I want us to kind of get into that mindset that we have to take care of the people that have been misled. Because they don't know what they're in. They don't understand what they're saying and what they're doing. And it's up to us to understand that. To understand that they don't know that they're asking for a man to lead our country who's absolutely violent and brutal and filled with hatred and vitriol and venom. They don't know that following this man will ruin their lives. I mean, like in a situation of a dictatorship. They don't understand how much their lives would be ruined. And it's up to us. They know not what they say. Thank you for backing me up on that. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know because they have been under mind control. And a lot of people, of all people, Hunter Biden, I heard him in an interview. Sounds just like Joe Biden. I heard Hunter Biden in an interview, and he said something about these people are traumatized. They're not well. These people that are sociopaths that are in our government, they're not well. And the people that follow cults, that get into that cult mind control, are vulnerable. They're vulnerable. They're susceptible to being lied to and scammed, and they're susceptible to misinformation. Remember Trump University? How many people got scammed? I don't know how many, but I know he had to go to court, and I think they had to pay those people. So Abby, they don't know, these people that get swindled and that get scammed, they don't know that it's happening. They don't know. They don't know. And if we can come to a place of getting out of our own rage and just going, if they knew, they wouldn't be doing this. Right? If they knew what a dictatorship really is, they wouldn't want that. They wouldn't want that for their children, for their parents, for their grandparents, for their neighbors. They wouldn't want everyone to be under a dictatorship. They don't know. So it's up to those who do know to inform. That's why I'm such a huge fan of the Midas Touch. Because they selflessly, they teach everyone what's going on. They teach us about the law. They teach us what's going on. They inform us about what's going on. Oh, is Mahashivratri in March? I was trying to figure out what the date was going to be, Neeru. Because I'm actually going to host a group meditation during that. More on that later. It's usually in February. There are also lots of misleading YouTube channels. Tweet Scotchy, you can tell which ones are pro-democracy, can't you? I'm going to pull 3 cards about the pro-democracy channels and what kind of an impact that they'll have. Like the pro-democracy channels and podcasts. There's a lot of them. I just mentioned Katie Couric had a whole hour with Neil Katyal. Actually, yes. The pro-democracy channels and podcasts are going to make a big difference. I'm going to tell you something, though. They're going to be threatened because that's just what the fascists do. Where's Melania? Good question, right? We'll get there. Remind me if I don't get there. Because sometimes I get really sucked into... Yeah, watching Midas Touch is like going to law school. We've learned so much. We have to know how the system works, right? As far as my question is about whether the pro-democracy channels and podcasts will be making a difference. And I get first that they will be under threat. But they will prevail. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Ultimately, this is where people will be going. Daily Beans is a great podcast. I don't know that one. See? And if you have a favorite podcast that maybe we haven't heard of, go ahead and throw it up there. But I have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, so men and women alike will be tuning into these podcasts. And the mainstream media is going to try to damage them, but they're too powerful. They're now too powerful. All right, so me oh my, where's Melania? Months ago, I saw Melania back in Slovenia. That's where she's from, right? Boy, you guys are really worried about the storm coming. I was looking at the news. I was looking at the Weather Channel. Different topic, as usual. I was looking at the Weather Channel this morning, and I was like, so I see this forecast, and it's like, winter storm, big winter blast, like this big disaster's coming. There's going to be 3 to 4 inches in the Boston area, and I'm going, geez, it's just winter. It's going to snow. Sorry. Where's Melania? I've always seen her back in her home country. But where is she now? Here we go. Where's Melania now? More like a nor'easter, but it's winter and it snows. James, did you ask a question? The other problem is people latched on. Oh, are you talking about the Middle East? Okay. Where's Melania? She's having a facelift. Slovenia. I said it wrong. Oh, wow. Where's Melania? Well, she's about to be found out. The Tower card's coming up from Melania. She's about to be found out. She did some really dumb, you know what? She did some really dumb crap. It's almost like she went into something blindly that she never should have done, and I guess she was just lured in by the money and the glitter, the gold glitter. Well, okay. For entertainment purposes only, where's Melania? What I'm getting is she's trying to get away from the Donald. She's trying to get away from him. The fool is she did something really dumb and she's in trouble. Yeah, it's about time for Miss I Don't Care. Do you? And she's actually afraid of Trump. Isn't that interesting? I think we need to know more about that. Ryan Hall on YouTube. He's just on the weather topic. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Linda, what you have to understand about the way that I read cards is I don't read them literally. They give me hints. So they give me hints based on what I know about the cards. That I know the cards. Yeah, but this is not Melania trying to get away from Trump because he smells. This is about Melania, entertainment purposes only. I just need to say that. I don't say that very often, but I need to say that about this. I feel like she's trying to get away from him because she fears him. I didn't say why. Oh, yeah. Well, Lois is saying Melania may have spilled the beans on Trump. Yes, let's ask the pendulum. I get that she did something. I'm not talking about telling on him. She did something that was illegal. Because I have the Tower and the Fool card. And the King of Swords. She's afraid of him. It's not about the smell. It was all pay for play, yeah. Yeah, I feel like she's tied to him and doesn't want to be. I feel like she's trapped. Gloria keeps saying Melania's with her mom because her mom is very, very sick. That's not what I pick up. I think it does have to do. I think it has to do with her immigration status, but I'm also feeling that she's tied into something that she signed on the dotted line about that she's stuck with now. Is she afraid of Trump? She's not afraid of him. She's not afraid of Trump. But she's afraid of the consequences for something that she's done. Is it connected to Jeffrey Epstein? No. She's afraid of Trump because of something that she feels like that she was there a contract? Yes, so some kind. It feels like she signed something that she could get in trouble for. Robert's sad for Melania. I would be sad for Melania if she was a nice person. She'll be 50% liable for the back taxes. Let me see if that's it. Is it about the taxes? Oh, I do get yes on that. I do get yes on that. So yeah, that makes sense if you're a couple, right? I have a friend years ago who married a guy who cheated on his taxes, and they garnished her wages, and she came home one day and had nothing left. They wiped out the wife's bank account. What are you saying was on the news that's real? All right, so is it more than the taxes? And there's more, and there's more. Melania is trying to get away from this. Is she currently in, is Melania currently in the United States? I get a no. Hit the thumbs up and I'll tell you more. I'm trying everything this year. It's complicated. Biden has a bad sunburn? That was out of left field. Let's recall that back in January of 23, we were talking about... I guess it's stuck in my mind because it was so bizarre. And Thomas is going to throw another dad joke at us. Go ahead. Do you remember last January started with... We were shooting down UFOs and there was a Chinese spy balloon, and then Marjorie Trader Green dressed up like a Chinese spy balloon and went to the State of the Union. It's honestly. Was that your dad joke? Oh. Thomas says, my wife is on a tropical fruit diet, so the house is full of fruit. It's enough to make a man go crazy. That's pretty cute. Since I mentioned Marjorie Trader Green, let's pull 3 cards on the traitor. The traitorous traitor. And then I need to read on Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert is scared. You know what? It's about Marjorie. Marjorie Trader Green is working for the devil. She's spewing those lies like crazy. And somebody's paying Marjorie Trader Green for being so horrible. The devil. The 7 of Cups. Spin for the devil. Spin for the devil. Viktor Orban pops into my mind. There's really dark money behind Marjorie Trader Green. Entertainment purposes only. This feels like a foreign enemy. And I'm getting Orban connections. Is Marjorie Trader Green being paid is a source of foreign enemy? Okay, no, but I do get that Orban connection. You think Trump caused all the issues Melania has? Yes, but Melania could have said no when he proposed to her, right? It's just my opinion. Let me see. Is Marjorie Trader Green accepting dark money from a source in the United States? I'm getting a yes, but it wasn't like direct. We were talking yesterday, Kathy and I were talking about the NRA and how the NRA is being funded or has been funded by Russia. That you can find that and that you can Google that. Melania has made her bed, Maria's saying. So, is what I'm picking up on, is she getting money is Marjorie Trader Green getting money from the NRA? And I get yes. So I think it was giving me a little bit of the runaround because it is a foreign source. Some of the money is from a foreign enemy. I need to drink my tea. All right. Did somebody ask another question? I've never picked up that Marjorie Trader Green was the pipe bomber. She might have known about it, but she wasn't the person. And when I read on that after January 6th about the pipe bomb, I got that it was somebody who was connected to I think it was Proud Boys, and that it would take a long time, but the FBI would find out eventually. Yeah, Thomas is saying the head of the NRA is about to go through some things. Yes, I agree. That checks out. Are the swarm of bikers ending soon? They swarmed around actor Ian. I don't know anything about that. We're going to see, what we're seeing is the enemies of the United States of America that are in the United States of America are going to keep doing these death threats, but I pick up a lot of cowardice around that. Yeah, Marjorie Trader Green was one of the planners for January 6th. On January 6th, President Biden is going to be speaking, and I didn't get the details, but they're out there. I think he's giving 2 speeches. Remember the year after, on January 6, 2022, they did have a day of like a remembrance and, just to recognize the gravity of that day. I heard there was somebody on Fox, some women on Fox that I just saw briefly when Jessica Tarlov was saying something, and we like her on Fox because she's the truth teller. And then there was another co-host that was sitting right next to her, and she's like, the insurrection didn't happen. I was like, really? Is that, I'm going to pull 3 cards about, is that kind of thing going to end where it just doesn't work for Fox and all the other fake news stations to say, oh, it wasn't an insurrection. Oh, it was a peaceful... I mean, Trump is actually saying again and again, not that it's surprising, that it was a peaceful assembly. I'm going to pull 3 cards about that narrative. Yeah, Marjorie Trader Green asked Trump for a pardon. Thanks for reminding us. As a collective, are we gonna? Oh yeah, I have the sun. Are we gonna really just, as a nation, go with the argument that it was a peaceful protest? Thank you, Terry, for putting the question up. The sun is no. The light will shine. And how about this one? Trump is going around saying that Liz Cheney is hiding the information about January 6th. Have you heard that one? Google it. Yeah, I know. Lois is saying Trump said Pelosi destroyed evidence that would clear his name for January 6th. Why doesn't he have it? Is it me? Oh my gosh, I know, the insanity. It is going to end. I promise you, the insanity is going to end. I can tell you that with certainty. Biden's going to speak at Valley Forge. Perfect. Zircon is saying don't mess with the Cheneys, and that's exactly my thinking. So no, I don't think that, yeah, see, the 6 of Swords is coming up. My question is about, are most Americans, or, a significant portion of the American population going to really believe that it was a peaceful protest? The sun is like, the sun is going to be shining on all the evidence. All the evidence is out there. Nothing's being hidden, except if you count, Tucker Carlson and Kevin McCarthy and Mike Johnson showing the segments of the footage of the video where there was nothing going on in that hallway. The 6 of Swords is the sun, the illumination of what happened on January 6th. The Six of Swords, which usually has been representing January 6th, is going to be very clearly shown. And the Two of Wands, that does indicate some kind of an agreement, a basic agreement. Yes, it happened. Yes, it was bad. A majority of the American population has not been gaslit into thinking, oh, is it Markara's birthday? Oh, maybe I should use the cards you sent. A majority of the American population knows what they saw. I'm reading what Thomas is saying. One name you never expected. Oh, I didn't see the Epstein list. I didn't know that it was out today. And what you're saying is that you meant you heard Stephen Hawking's name, but the list doesn't mean that they were involved in the sex trafficking and all that necessarily, right? I think I have to do a commercial. Here's my commercial. Real quick, here's my commercial. Is Sean Hannity really moving to Florida? Who that cares? Yeah, it's only a log of who went on the plane. Right, that's what I was picking up. That it wasn't anything really that substantial. Welcome 2024. The message for the year that my guides have given me is hope restored. How do you like them apples? I will do my predictions eventually. I have a whole month. Go to psychicannetdion.com. Don't you need a reading? For the start of the year, for a tarot reading, tea leaf readings, spiritual coaching, free. I can't even read this. Free and paid classes and events. Go to psychicannetdion.com. I am offering a free class. But you have to go to my website to find out what it is. Yeah, hope restored this year. We're going to work together and make that happen. That's my psychic impression. Members of my YouTube channel get an affirmation in their inbox daily. Every single day when you get up, you get a positive affirmation in your inbox. Just for being a member, which is just a subscription. Church of Spirituality every Sunday at 1 makes your life improved. And grassrootsofdemocracy.com, save our democracy. This is it. This is the year. There's no time to waste. Do not hesitate. Grassroots of Democracy meets tomorrow night for our discussion group. Please come. Back to the cards. I know, because Trump was golfing all the time he was in the White House. Well, he was outside of the White House golfing. My daily affirmations lift your spirits. See? John, I have a testimonial. They lift my spirits too. And I wrote them. I do this all for me, you guys. Let's read on Lauren Boebert. Oh, and I have my button from 2020. So, thank you for deleting the trolls. I'm sure there's plenty of them out there that don't like me. I don't care. I'm gonna change that to a 4. So I'm gonna start wearing my button. Gotta figure out how to do that. I could probably white. I have white out. I'm gonna white it out. I'm gonna white it out. I can put it above my snowman. That kind of makes us feel like we're going backwards, which is how Trump makes us feel. Trump makes us feel like we're still in 2020. There are 3 open house seats. I told you the Democrats are taking back the House. Are the Democrats taking back the House? Yeah, in no uncertain terms. Thank you, Joseph. Sometimes the pendulum gives me the rigmarole and the runaround and like that, like it's showing me, like it's demonstrating. Are the Democrats going to take back... Warren, you are pushing it again. We need to have a talk. Is it ever enough? They're going to take back the house. You have to know exactly the date and the time? I'm just teasing you. I hope you know that one. I think you do. Oh my God. It's all in love. Sending you a group hug. Oh, thank you, Tweet Scotchy. More Democrats running in elections winning. That's my cheerleading chant. I was a cheerleader. More Democrats running in elections winning. I want you all to learn it. It's easy. More Democrats running in elections winning. Right? You with me? You know what I'm saying? You saw a picture of Trump without makeup. He really looks better orange. You get a bell. That's funny. And also, and in 2024, we see justice more and more. In 2024, we see justice more and more. What do you think of that one? Thought of that one on my walk today. That's when all this stuff comes to me. In 2024, we see justice more and more. Yes. All right. Lauren Boebert. That woman drives me up the freaking wall. She's so fake. But one thing is for sure. And honestly, I just have to say that I heard what Lauren Boebert was saying about some movie stars and Barbara Streisand, contributing to Biden's campaign. Did you hear this? Where did I hear this? There's a clip of her complaining on, it might have been on Newsmax or one of those right-wing extremist crazy channels, that she was complaining, well, they're against us, they're donating to Biden. She's going on and on and on, just it's just total word salad. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? What are you saying right now? Thomas, you're getting dad joke compliments. I mean, honestly, it's like, what are you talking about? You're presenting this like it's not what happens. Like, you're presenting this as if you're not supposed to donate to somebody's campaign. What's going to happen to her? She is running scared. I see her in trouble with the federal government, and I see her in trouble with her legal situation with her ex-husband and son. She says they're buying their way in. I'm listening to this and I'm like going ballistic in my head. Like, can we stop with the idiocy? Can we stop with the stupid crazies? Can we stop? And mostly, can we stop with the insults to our freaking intelligence? Don't even get me started. Lauren Boebert is going through a very challenging time. It's not going to work out. And then she throws in George Soros. Then, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Then she starts talking about all these George Soros-backed prosecutors and judges. What the hell? Marge remembered I was coming on. People forget. I take one day off. The Eight of Swords is the jail card. The Eight of Swords is she's facing jail time. Let's ask the pendulum. Is she going to go to jail? Is Lauren Boebert going to serve time? Is she going to serve prison time? I get a yes on that. Okay. I'm erasing all my preconceived ideas of what I want. Is Lauren Boebert going to serve jail? Is she going to serve time in jail? Yes. Yeah. Lauren Boebert said Barbara Streisand and Ryan Reynolds are the problem. And the emperor. Because she aligned herself with the emperor who has no clothes. Lauren Boebert is in deep trouble. Deep doo-doo. It is over for her. Her skinny, lying face is done. Cannot stand that woman. Also, the Biden administration has succeeded in having the largest windmill factory in the entire freaking world in her district. And Lauren Boebert was complaining that Joe Biden is that project, that infrastructure project, all that that's passed is like the Inflation Reduction Act. Lauren Boebert's out there going, massive failure, massive failure. Meanwhile, all the people in her district are getting these great jobs because they've built the largest windmill factory in the freaking world. And what's she do? She complains that Joe Biden's a massive failure, this is a massive failure, and then she changes districts because people don't like her. Oh my goodness. Joe Biden has done so much. I wish people would realize that. I agree, Marge, and we're working on it. It's up to us to be loud and proud and even obnoxious if we have to be. I take that risk every PNN. We have to be loud and obnoxious. I'm in. Are you in? I'm in. I want to see grassroots of democracy discussion groups with 100 people. Working on it. Working on it. Let's see how January 6th this year is going to go with Joe Biden giving a speech. I feel very protective of Joe Biden. And I'm not all that interested in the names on the list of Jeffrey Epstein. I'm really not interested in that. Just so you know. I know it's in the news and people are bringing it up, but I'm not interested in Ghislaine or and Epstein and the suicide, and it's so gross. Gloria was at a New Year's Eve when your friends who were Dems were talking about Biden's age. Uh-oh. I feel a rant coming on. Lauren Boebert blamed Ryan Reynolds on her moving into another district. It's unbelievable. Would you like it? I'm gonna do my best to help you out with this. If you have friends that are Democrats, here's a bottle drop. That's my punctuation. Hear the bottle drop? The terror was asked to pull a card for a dump, and she pulled the death card. Oh yeah, I'm with. I've hinted at that. So this is what you do. Ask your Democrat friends that complain about Biden's age. How would you like it if you were 81 and you had saved a country from total disaster? And you could present them. Maybe we should all print out a list of the Biden administration's accomplishments and hand it right to your Democrat friends that are going, he's too old. And go, well, what if you did all this? You saved a country. You saved a country. Come to Grassroots of Democracy. We'll talk about it. And all people could come up with was that you're too old. Before the election in 2020, I was pleading with people to understand that we just needed a placeholder. We needed a placeholder in the White House to stop the bleeding, literally. To literally stop the death and the bleeding. Because 1 million people died from COVID, and a large percentage of those people would not have died if Trump had done the pandemic plan, if Trump had gone by the pandemic book that the Obama administration handed to him and said, here, in case of a pandemic, here's the playbook. And they tossed it. And if you need my help, I'll talk to your Democratic friends that are complaining about Biden's age. Seriously, I am totally serious. Tell them to email me. Can you imagine? You know, I was mentioning to somebody today about, you know, when you have trauma, like things that almost happened that could have happened, like you could have died or somebody could have died, and, you know, and you think about the what ifs, the what ifs, the what ifs. What if Trump got reelected in 2020? We'd be dead. Okay, I'm calming down now. I'm reading on how it's going to go on January 6th with Biden's talk. I'm sorry. You know, age is just a number, and to only look at that, to only look at how old he is so discriminatory. It makes me crazy. I am breathing. I'm angry. That makes me furious. That makes me feel like they don't care about our country. And it also indicates how shallow and unthinking they are and how much they're taken for granted. We could be in, you know, by the grace of God, we live in this country. By the grace of God, we live in this country. By the grace of the higher power, we're okay. I love it. They can only attack Biden's age because he's a rock star. Keith Richards just turned 80. The Six of Cups, I actually think it's going to make an impact. And it's going to look good. Biden talking about January 6th and the threat that we're under is actually going to be good for the world view of our country. We have got to pull ourselves out of this really shameful embarrassment of the Trumpsters. Mick Jagger is 80 plus. They're still on tour. The only reason the Rolling Stones stopped touring was because of COVID, but they're back on tour. Don't you tell me, anybody, I don't mean you guys, that Biden's too old. Besides, the pharmaceutical industry, if that's a thing, the nutritional industry is coming out with all kinds of anti-aging supplements. Yeah, Sharon Dolly and Jane Fonda, they're showing us what plastic surgery can do. Right? How January 6th is going to go with Biden speaking. People are going to listen. The world is going to listen. And the Six of Cups, you know, the Six of Swords indicates January 6th, which is, you know, a lot of pain with the swords. The Six of Cups means we learn something from what he says. Dolly Parton is still gorgeous. Yep. Reba McEntire, she said, work done. She, you know, it's getting to a point where they can look like very young. I mean, I think it gets a little out of control, but you know, to each your own, to each his own. And the Ten of Coins. I actually think it will be fruitful. I think that that Biden over the weekend it's going to make a positive impact. Electra Storm is saying, I have to read this, is saying, I'm sorry, but I still don't trust the young to take over yet. Some of them are really dumb. What concerns me about the technology influenced brain is when there's a problem, we have to sit and we have to think, right? And we have to use our brains and our cognitive function and our, you know, discriminatory thinking and our deductive reasoning and, you know, and this is a reason that I always hated Twitter because, you know, originally, because it was just like little bits of information. I like to think things through, you know. Dolly is a humanitarian. Dolly Parton's a humanitarian. Dolly Parton, I mean, the Trumpsters, man, these MAGA people, they hate anybody who's successful, especially if it's a woman. Cheryl's bugging me about the tea leaves. I'll read the tea leaves. Hang on. I think I used too many tonight. Hang on. Who's just joining us? Rose is just showing up now. Dolly's an angel on earth. But you know, they'll bash on someone, you know, they'll just bully online. Somebody like Dolly Parton is like really serious. Dolly Parton makes sure that kids in low income families, the minute the child is born, they get books. I'll read the tea leaves in a sec. We still have to read on a couple other things. One is Mike Johnson. I'm trying not to say what I think of Mike Johnson right now, but I am very, very, very disturbed by the things I'm hearing about Moses. I was reflecting on how many things that used to have beautiful connotations, like the word truth, and like the American flag, and like so many things. I'm going to make a list of all the things that we used to have a positive view of. For that matter, January 6th on the Christian calendar, January 6th was actually a mini holy day, because it was like the Feast of the Epiphany, which is when the three wise men showed up. So I was just reflecting on all these things that we used to hold sacred that they just bastardized. And Mike Johnson thinks he's Moses, and they think Trump is like David. It's pathetic, I tell you. It's pathetic. Mike Johnson. According to the astrology, I don't think he's long for the speakership position. The reason I'm so disturbed by Mike Johnson is because of this chastity ball that his cult is involved in, where his I think his daughter's 13, and they have a ceremony where the father puts a ring, a chastity ring, on the left ring finger of his own daughter, who has to vow that she will be celibate until she gets married. Not good. He's in a cult. The fool is what I get on Mike Johnson. He's an insane man. He's an insane man. Mike Johnson, now I think he's leaving before May, because I have the Chariot card. Quickly, 8 of Swords. He's not long for that position. He is not long for that. Does the boy get the same chastity ring? No. God, no. So, yeah, Mike Johnson gets the Fool, gets the jail card. That means he's going to feel imprisoned. And the, what do I have there? The Chariot. Very quickly, something big is going to come out about Mike Johnson very quickly, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. It's going to be very bad. I see him. I see the Jim Jordan. Hamana. I see like, how am I going to talk myself out of this thing? It's bad. It's very bad. And don't even get me started. Oh my gosh, where's the moon today? I'm getting all feisty. The moon is in Libra. I should be calmer. No bank account. Yeah, that one makes me crazy. Strange behavior. Strange behavior. I've gotten the 8 of Swords a few times for these characters. Pray for Hakeem Jeffries. I was thinking of Hakeem Jeffries. His dad died. It's sad. It's hard. That's hard. He'll be okay. Send Hakeem Jeffries a lot of light and a lot of love. He just lost his dad. Mike Johnson has a fixation on virginity and purity. It's unhealthy. Yeah, you try to suppress something that's a natural thing for teenagers to feel, and that, you know, that can really whack people out to feel nuts. Just to acknowledge you're a biological being. At a certain point, you'll feel like procreating, because that's how the population continues. Good Lord. I see him being very nervous and being very overwhelmed, Mike Johnson, with how much is coming at him. He is gay. Mike is out there taking Biden down. Good luck with that. Mike Johnson is out there taking Biden down. Good luck with that. I know that I've been ending at 1 hour, but there's too much news and I didn't do a PNN on New Year's Day. Because I was pretty wiped out, actually. And it was a holiday. I gave a lot away over the weekend in terms of YouTube videos. Mike didn't expect the spotlight. Yeah, well, you know, that's true. The birds do it, the bees do it, even the monkeys in the trees do it. You don't tell a 13-year-old girl that she has to not feel her feelings. Thank you, Joe, I did deserve a holiday. That's abuse. That's abuse. Do you guys agree with me? Why are the closeted gays so nutty? Well, people that suppress their natural desires, I mean, that's not healthy. It's not even healthy to suppress what you're passionate about. The gay is on his face and in his actions, he's a horrible human. Well, he's not a horrible human because he's gay. He's a horrible human because of what he's doing. It's child abuse, right? That's child abuse. Women's suppression. I'm going to actually pull 3 cards about, I didn't watch a lot of news today, but I did see a little bit. The reason I'm going to my phone is because I took a screenshot because I wanted to remember to definitely talk about it. Appeals court rules Texas can ban emergency abortions. Did you all hear about that? I need to look into it more. In Texas, an appeals court ruled that Texas can ban emergency abortions. Yeah, Mike Johnson was involved in January 6th. That's right. Are you referring to what I just read, Warren? Because it's blowing my mind. It's absolutely, that's why I couldn't leave yet. But even if it's illegal, it doesn't matter in Texas, apparently. Yeah, Robert, I agree with what you're saying. It was on, Nicole Wallace is on leave because she has I think she adopted a baby. I think that's the story, but yeah, right here. Appeals, I'm going to show it to you. Appeals court rules Texas can ban emergency abortions. Translation. A woman died in Texas. Translation. We can make sure that we can kill the woman. That's murder. That's misogyny at its height. And a woman died. I told you, last year, many months ago, you might remember, we were reading on all this, and I said, women will die. Women will die. There will be sacrificial lambs. Women will die before something's done about it. So it's basically, Greg Abbott, I mean, it's bad enough that Abbott was like making sure that people at the border, got as maimed as much as they could. And I need to pull 3 cards on that. Yeah. There's a supremacy clause which says that the federal government supersedes the local government pronouncements, and this is against federal guidelines that will be appealed to SCOTUS. This shouldn't be happening at all. It's evil what they're doing to women. So I'm pulling 3 cards about what's going to happen with that. The women are going to rise up like in numbers like you can't believe, and the men, the good men, are rising up with them. Yes, every woman in Texas especially. I do feel like the legit courts are going to step in. There are more women that are suffering, that are going to stand up and tell their stories. It's going to be kind of rough. Now, I see the Knight of Coins and the Page of Coins and the King of Coins here. This is, I don't know why I'm seeing money, 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 money. That's confusing to me. Oh, I get it. Millions of dollars are going to pour into the coffers of the like Planned Parenthood and the pro-women organizations, the women's rights organizations. This is going to be a big... There's money behind taking this down. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm getting that there's money behind... Is that what you... I think you're saying the same thing I'm saying, Warren. There's money that's going to be thrown into the coffers for women's rights. We're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. This is just beyond the pale. It's bad enough that Greg Abbott, you know, I keep saying I'm gonna stop, and I'm keeping on going with the reading. I'm sorry it's gonna be so long. I need to know Abbott's fate. I mean, I guess you could conjure up Ann Richards from the other side, because people bring her up all the time when I'm reading on Texas. She's on the other side. If you think she was wonderful, conjure her up. I'm just kidding. We need another women's march. We need for women to just spend this whole year overthrowing these people. I'm reading on Abbott. Robert's okay with the long readings. I can't stop. It's too much to read on. Abbott. What a horrible, horrible human being. The women are going to take him down. It's going to be hugely challenging, but this is the women fighting for dominion over the patriarchy. She can haunt Abbott. That's a good idea. Queen of Swords. The thing about when these types of things happen is that the women get extremely angry, and they're not going to take it anymore. It's going to make women more powerful. This is a card, the Five of Wands, about how challenged we are as females, how challenging this is, but I have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Mad as hell, not going to take it anymore. This is not going to stand. I don't mean to be giving anyone the finger. Before I leave, we'll need another group hug. Yeah, I feel like the women, you know, and it's the mothers against the group that calls themselves MAGA, but it's Mothers Against Greg Abbott. Wow, it's time to read the tea leaves. Thank you for not minding that I'm keeping you so long. I'm telling you what, it's going to be quite a year. It's going to be a year to be on your toes. I see a duck. There's a duck there. There's a duck. I have to look this up. I don't think I've seen a duck before. Hang on. I must look and see what the duck means. It's so clear. I don't have these symbols memorized. A duck. I have to go to the birds. Hang on. Bear with me. Birds. It might be a goose. Duck, duck, goose. So let's read the goose. Do you see this? Quack, quack, it's a duck. And there's a, it looks like another bird. All right, so there's birds in the cup. Your project or venture will be a great success. Yes, a symbol of happiness and prosperity. Amen to that. Amen to that. Yes, a success and prosperity. And here, there's a little, in Venus, see it's a little woman with a dress. This is, we need to call on the spirits of the women suffragettes. Honestly, see, there's a woman in a dress, like back around the turn of the century. And that's the female power. We need to draw on our sisters and you know, ancestors and grandmothers and, you know, to help us during these times. You see a person meditating? Well, that's good. I like that. Look at that bird. This bird's all over the place. Birds and messengers. We're going to have a lot of messengers. And then there's a that looks like a cup. That looks like a champagne glass. We will see things this week that are going to make us feel like, okay, we can, that's going to be good in the future, like something to celebrate. Yes, I definitely get that we are to call on our grandmothers and sisters, you know, from times past. Yeah, tons of information and helpful information and good information. The more information, the better. And then here's the sun, and that looks like a cat. And then this is Saturn. See, there's a cat there. I'm forgetting what a cat means, but it's a positive. But I'm really struck by that woman, that female. It's like a female from you know, hundreds of years ago, or like 100 or so years ago, and it's telling us that we women need to unite. But I do see that happening. This is a fight that's been going on for centuries. Lots of birds. Lots of birds. I just want to look at... Yeah, I want to just look at one other thing. Birds mean messages, news and messages. Yeah, lots of news and lots of messages. But do it for our ancestors. Fight for women's rights like our ancestors did. And this card, this section of the cup with all this in it, this is Saturn, and this has to do with all the lessons that we're learning right now. This is like we're in Earth school and we are cramming for our exams. We will not be caged. And we have a lot to do. This is Saturn energy, but it really does look like we're gonna do the work. We're gonna do the work. Rose Blue is saying, Dad told her today that his grandpa supported women's rights. Yes, it was banned in the 20s. Women's rights were banned. Women didn't have the right to vote. But this is like the next phase of that. Before we go, Thomas has another dad joke. My wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo. I had to put my foot down. That's funny. If you're down in the dumps, pick me up a tire. That's a dad joke. That's an actual dad joke. We are off to a good start. Warren wants to do a group hug. We'll do a group hug. 1, 2, 3. Let's hug everyone. We're in this together. We're going to make democracy win. We're going to strengthen our democracy. We're all in. We're going to teach the others that they don't want a dictator. I love you all. Before we go, I want to ask you to book a reading, psychicanetdion.com. And if you go to my website, you will see that I'm offering a free class, but I'm only going to just mention it. You have to go to my website to see what it is. And please hit the thumbs up before you go, and please subscribe to my channel. I've got to get out of this lull that I'm in terms of, you know, the same number of views for months and months. Actually, I think I had this, about the same number of views for all of 2023. So I really need your help to build that up, because it gets tiresome. We like to feel like we're growing, not staying the same. Please subscribe and please share and all that. And my channel is monetized. I don't monetize certain things, but my channel is monetized. Alright, I love you guys, and I'll see you on Friday, and please join Grassroots of Democracy. We do meet tomorrow on Thursday. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Please hit the thumbs up. Love you all. See you soon. Maybe you'll see me on like lamestream news someday. Weirder things have happened. Namaste. Thank you.